Closed captioning brought to you by Illustrated Properties Real Estate. Our roots run deep.
Greetings, I'm Kurt Fongren. Today we welcome back Dr. John Tuccillo, Chief Economist for Florida Realtors, and Tom Day, Senior Vice President for Illustrated Properties. Plus, is the cost to carry your property beyond your means? You need solutions and options? Real estate attorney James Chiaffi offers a helping hand. This and much more, including ways to appreciate the value of your home, area highlights, and spotlights of various communities. But first, let me welcome back John Tuccillo from Florida Realtors and Tom Day of Illustrated Properties. We have so much to ask this guy.
Well, of course, the $64 question. We've had a wonderful year, 2013. What's going to happen in 2014?
I think 2014 in many ways is going to be like 2013. If you look at just home sales, every year, 2010, 11, 12, 13, and coming in 14, we've seen home sales higher than the year before. So if you look at June, for example, for those 4 years, it keeps moving up. So I think 14 has already started in a good mode, and I think will be that way. And the reason I think that is because we still have people moving in, and we still have employment growth. So the things which put us through 13 are bringing us through 14, together with a stronger national growth. I think we'll pretty much have a very good year for real estate in 2014.
So that's the economy that's improving. What about the real estate market specifically?
Well, I think specifically we'll see higher sales. I think specifically we'll see a growth in prices. I said way back when, sometime in 2012, everything's supposed to be going up is going up, and everything's supposed to be going down is going down. That hasn't changed. We're effectively where we should be. If there are dangers for 2014, I see them kind of in the following way. Interest rates will be higher. We know that already. We're having struggles with flood insurance premiums. Those two things add into affordability. That's an issue. I think that we could, in fact, wind up being hampered, still hampered, by mortgage credit accessibility for most owner-occupants. Those are really the immediate clouds on the horizon. And those could damp down 2014. I don't think they kill the rally. I think they could, in fact, even it out. But that's to be seen as we go through the year.
Because that's the question I hear. What could railroad the recovery?
Well, that's it. I mean, look, everybody wants to focus on interest rates. Interest rates aren't going up that high. We're talking about returning to rates that prevailed, ready for this one, in 1950. I mean, come on. I mean, these are not high rates.
Truman and Eisenhower years.
Exactly. So what you really worry about is the fact that ordinary people, owner-occupants, potential owner-occupants, are hampered by access to mortgage credit. It is more difficult for the average household to get a mortgage now than it was in 2000. Now, that wasn't a year of boom or bust. It was an ordinary year. But the credit requirements have gone up. You need a higher credit score. You're restricted to lower non-housing debt-to-income ratios, and you've got to put more money down. That is really holding the market back. There's a lot of demand out there, but it's unfulfilled because of those things.
Is there a solution to that?
Yeah. Let's get some uncertainty out of the mortgage market. Banks, lenders right now are uncertain as to what regulations are going to apply to them under the Dodd-Frank bill. They would rather stay out of the market than do something which down the road is going to cause them problems. On top of that, with interest rates going up, they can make a loan 6 or 8 months from now at a higher rate than they make it now. So banks are reluctant to lend at this point, and that is, I said, pulling back. The solution is, let's get a clear set of regulations out that remove that uncertainty from banks, and the rest will take care of itself. But that's a big statement. I mean, that's easier to say than to do.
Great information.
So the strategy for an individual homeowner, stay pat right now, or buy the house now before it goes up? What?
Well, someone who's looking for a house actually ought to really concentrate on financing, all right? Yeah, inventories are low, but inventories are growing because a lot of folks are coming above water in their mortgage. As prices go up, it pushes them above water. So there's going to be more inventory out there. The real hang up is going to be financing. So if you want to buy a home, you've got to find a way to access mortgage finance. And I'll say realtors are good at that. So work with a realtor. But the fact of the matter is that the big hang up is not finding a house, it's finding a mortgage. And that's where you got to concentrate your efforts.
I'm going to quote my friend Tom Day. Good information. John Tuccillo.
Thanks, Kurt.
Thank
Always
you for
good to
being
be
here. And Tom, we'll talk to you a little bit later.
Take care.
If you're interested in getting data on recent home sales in your specific area, simply log on to realestateupdate.tv to view our hyper-local market reports and more.
For our community spotlight, Illustrated Properties Realtor Bob Lynch and I are enjoying a spectacular view here at Mariners Cove.
We certainly are a boating community here in the heart of Palm Beach Gardens, a gated waterfront community of 13 distinct direct intracoastal homes here on the intracoastal. You have 24 homes of the lake residences on the inside of the community and another 90 homes on the townhomes around the water with access with docks as well.
So you have 3 distinct communities here and 3 distinct price points.
Yes, the townhomes generally run in the $200 to $400 price range. The single family homes are in the $400 to $500 range on the lakes. And the direct intracoastal homes here generally are a little over $1 million or about.
A very, very waterfront community, lots of boat docks.
Yes, absolutely. Here you have a 60-foot dock. You can keep multiple boats here. Within the inside, you have either a 30, 40, or 25-foot slips that are available to the townhomes and to the single-family homes on the lake.
And you have a wide variety of people who are living here.
Yes, on the island here we have some doctors, we have a couple lawyers, some business owners, a couple retired people. So we have a very nice mix here on the island and very low fees.
And you're in Palm Beach Gardens, so you're close to everything here in Palm Beach County.
It's a wonderful location situated between Donald Ross Road and PGA Boulevard, very close to the fine shopping, restaurants, baseball stadium, everything is nearby.
So Mariners Cove, you recommend it?
Highly, I recommend it highly. If you want to have some boating and have some fun, enjoy the boat parade in December. It's a great place to entertain and have fun.
Bob Lynch of Illustrated Properties, thanks for being here on our Community Spotlight on South Florida Real Estate Update. Stay right where you are. We'll be right back in 60 seconds.
We've all experienced guests that just will not leave.
You got the bug channel on here?
That was like that.
Nothing seems to make them leave.
Where did you buy this ham?
You're out of mustard, FYI.
Occupado.
They're everywhere.
Let's talk this over.
I'm Victoria Magaldi. Palm Coast Pest Control is family owned and operated. We are committed to getting rid of all your unwanted guests. Call us today.
Choosing the right real estate agency and realtor makes a dramatic difference in the outcome of your transaction and overall experience. So before you make your decision, make sure your realtor has a solid understanding of the local market, lifestyles, and opportunities, as well as strong connections and trusted resources. Knowledge, experience, cutting-edge technology. This is our culture. This is our promise. Illustrated Properties Real Estate. Our roots run deep.
Welcome back to South Florida Real Estate Update. And one thing I know for certain, the longer that I'm in the real estate business, it's complicated and seems to get more complicated every day. So there's one guy I turn to. It's this guy over here. Jim Chiaffi, the Juris Doctor.
Nice to see you, Kurt. Happy Sunday.
Nice to see you,
love
Jim.
Love the bow tie.
And I love the stethoscope. It's the heartbeat of real estate law.
Yes, Doctor of Law.
So many people, sadly, to say they are falling behind in their mortgage payments. They're way upside down, and they have to consider alternatives. And they're often saying, well, might as well go into foreclosure. But you're saying there are alternatives.
Definitely. You want to avoid foreclosure because foreclosure affects your credit score to a great extent, and there are a lot of other problems associated with it. There are 4 alternatives: forbearance, loan modification, short sale, and deed in lieu of foreclosure.
Okay, let's take them one at a time. First of all, forbearance.
Forbearance is for short-term hardship. So some people might be laid off for a 3 or 4 month period, and then they can catch up with their payments after that. The lender will work with those people and engage in forbearance plan.
Often because those people have been good payers,
Yes.
and the bank doesn't want to take the property, really. They want you to pay for it.
Right, and it's usually a hardship that's beyond their control. So it's
Okay.
not like they caused the problem.
So that's forbearance. Now loan modification.
Loan modification is for a long-term financial hardship. So let's say someone was earning $100,000 and now they can only earn $60,000 or 60 or 70%
But their
of what they
mortgage
earn.
hasn't changed.
Right. So the lender will often work with those people and try to adapt a new payment plan that's a little less each month. They figure out the debt ratios and determine a new payment plan, and then they'll re-amortize it over a longer period of time.
So a homeowner with forbearance and loan modification may just be able to call up his lender and get some relief there.
Yes. Yeah.
What's the third?
The third is the short sale, and that's when a lender will accept less than the amount that's due on the loan. So for instance, if someone owes $200,000 on their loan and they can only sell the property for $150,000, the lender might agree to accept less than the full payoff.
Now you're getting to something that's complicated, and call Jim Chiaffi.
Yes, because there are problems that could be created, and also the homeowner wants to evaluate the results of the short sale. Will the lender waive the deficiency? That let's say they're accepting $140,000 on a $200,000 loan. That $60,000 deficiency could be waived, very often is. So we need to advise what the effect of that would be. What is the effect if they don't waive the deficiency?
Because the bank legally could go back and ask you or demand the $60,000.
Yes.
But it doesn't happen often, does it?
No, but in Florida they have 5 years within which to do that. So you just want to know at the closing of the short sale, what do you have in store in the future?
Okay, deed in lieu of foreclosure.
Deed in lieu happens after a property has been on the market, possibly for a short sale, and there are no buyers, there are no offers that are reasonable in the price range. So then you can approach the lender and say, I've tried to sell it, none of the offers have been accepted, they're not close enough to what you would like to gain, and now I'd like to give you a deed, transfer the property to you in lieu of the foreclosure.
So where does that leave me legally?
That leaves you, very often they'll waive the deficiency on that also. So you might not have to worry about that difference in the amount that they've accepted when they sell the property later.
And after those four alternatives, then you're looking at
foreclosure. And unfortunately, that's the most extreme. But I also would like to caution people, if you are facing a financial hardship, don't put your head in the sand, don't run away. It's important to consult an attorney like myself who can evaluate the alternatives. And the best thing is to stay there, because if you leave the property unoccupied, it will deteriorate, mold might start to form within it, and then it's worse to try to resolve the matter.
And the financial problem is not going to get better just by ignoring it.
Definitely. It only gets worse.
So you get Jim Chiaffi, an attorney, involved.
Well, it's important to really evaluate what the alternatives are. And unfortunately, there are situations, as you've heard with robo-signing and some foreclosure problems, that they're resolving most of those. So the court cases now are going to the final stages a lot quicker than they were, because in the past there were 4 or 5 years that people were lingering in the foreclosure process.
Jim Chiaffi, free legal advice. I just love it. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
Let's say you're considering new flooring that looks like wood. Do you choose real wood or a laminate? And I'm here with Andy of Bargain Bob's. Andy, good to see you here on South Florida Real Estate Update.
It's good to be back, Kurt.
Let's say I'm a homeowner and I'm looking at a wood floor or a laminate floor. How am I going to choose between the two products?
Well, the key is differentiating the difference between the two products, because they're designed quite differently. Real wood is actually a natural and softer product. Laminate, however, sits on a high density core, and making the right choice for the right application is key.
Let's say I have some big pets, a heavily trafficked room. What am I looking at?
Well, my recommendation would be a laminate, because it holds up to weight, moisture, and traffic. It's very scratch resistant. Real wood is a softer product, as I said, and you will get indentations. However, you could sand and refinish a real wood floor. Laminate, you cannot, but it's actually a really good product.
Okay, let's define the difference between a wood floor and a laminate floor.
Well, a wood floor, as I said, is natural. You can sand it and refinish the product. Laminate, you cannot. It's a photograph attached to a high-density core, but they're both really good products. Laminate is designed to mimic the way wood looks, and they've done a really good job.
Okay, let's talk about the most difficult thing a floor faces, high heels. Which holds up better?
The laminate definitely does because of the high density core.
Would you say that people choose a wood product because there's a richer look to it?
Not necessarily. People tend to choose real wood because they're used to it. The technology behind laminate floor is totally amazing, and they have mimicked the look of wood so greatly you can actually be fooled by the way they both look.
So, Andy, the bottom line here is that when you're looking at whether it's a wood product or a laminate product, you talk to somebody at Bargain Bob's and you fit it into your budget and what the best look is for you.
Well, again, it depends on the budget that you have, the elements that the flooring is subjected to, and choosing the right product, the look, the style, and what you're comfortable with.
Andy of Bargain Bob's, thanks for being here on South Florida Real Estate Update.
It's been a pleasure, Kurt.
Does your home have curb appeal? The impact of landscaping, especially here in South Florida, is incredible. It's a big part of how we assess the value of a home, a community, even a lifestyle. It takes vision, talent, and expertise to create a design that makes a truly great impression, one that will wow you today and grow throughout the years. Innovative, green, and gorgeous. Impact Landscaping, the clear choice.
Who is it?
I'm Roger, of Adams Air Conditioning.
I'm sorry, I'm not used to technicians showing up on time.
We get that a lot. May I come in?
It's so hot in here.
Exactly 92.4 degrees to be exact.
Just look at my kids.
Do something for Pete's sake.
Help me, Roger of Adams Air Conditioning. You're our only hope.
I'm on it.
You did it! Thank you!
No need to thank me. It's what we do.
Welcome back. Frankly, sometimes the world of real estate can be bewildering, and sometimes you need a lot of people giving you a lot of help. I'm welcoming back now Tom Day of Illustrated Properties. Let me allow you to sing the praises of Illustrated Properties because it's a big company and there's a lot of help available.
Well, we think have advantages. One of them is one-stop shopping. Matter of fact, the surveys say that 75% of all people interviewed would prefer to deal with a company that does provide one-stop shopping. One-stop shopping, when I say that, I mean whether you need title insurance or mortgage or credit repair.
A little bit of legal help, perhaps?
Legal help, and then it doesn't even stop until after the closing. It doesn't stop. Mm-hmm. For an example, plumbing, heating, electrical problems. Our real estate agents have a list of vetted contractors that are insured and bonded.
Mm-hmm. But of course, the real estate process begins with mortgage financing. So let me introduce our friend Janine Henry of Group 1 Mortgage. Welcome back. We just heard from John Tusillo from Florida Realtors, the chief economist, that mortgage availability is critical at this time.
It is, and it doesn't have to be that hard. At Group 1, we have so many different investors, great resources. Mortgage insurance is expanding their guidelines, so we can do conventional loans with as little as 5% down. VA loans are a wonderful tool to help our veterans achieve home ownership. No down payment is required. And then, of course, we have FHA loans, which are government insured, that only require 3.5% down. I think it's very reasonable for somebody's credit to show that they are inclined to pay, and for them to be able to document not only that they want to pay, but they have the ability to handle the payments.
And you have a lot of sources that you get money from as well.
We probably have 15 different investors at Group 1, and they have a variety of overlays. So, you know, working with a mortgage banker who has more than one resource is really helpful to find just that right program for the consumer.
And when you say overlays, you mean they have slightly different criteria about whom they will approve?
Correct.
Okay.
And Kurt, let me interject. The message here is not to be afraid. Really, talk to a mortgage professional and find out. Should be the first step you take before you even think of buying a house.
Because not only may you be approved, but you may be approved for more than you believe you are
Absolutely.
can get.
That's always a great thing.
More sources equals more choices and more chances.
Absolutely.
Janine Henry on Group 1 Mortgage. Thanks for being here. Of course, Tom Day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Spring, when a young termite's fancy turns to swarming. I turned to Wes McCrary of Palm Coast Pest Control, and you had your own little incident with swarming already.
I did this weekend. I played golf, and on the first tee, there were termites flying everywhere, and the birds were having a field day eating them, and we were just, my friends I was with said, "What is that?" I said, "Those are termites." I said, "Oh, no."
Why this time of year?
Springtime is when they start to swarm out of their nests, and the purpose of swarming is to form new nests, new colonies. So they send out fertile adults, they get together, they make new nests wherever they end up, in a tree or in your house or in your attic, wherever they end up.
How would I notice the termites? Any signs of them?
Well, the swarmers, you'd see those. If you have subterranean termites, there are thousands of swarmers, so usually they're not hard to see. They have wings. They look like a winged ant, but just a little different. And then the drywoods are the same. They swarm, not quite so many, but you still see if you see winged bugs that are about half the length of their wings, the body is about half the length of the wings in your windows or in your house, there's a good sign you have termites.
So you have two kinds of termites?
Yes, subterranean and drywood. The drywood is the ones that you find normally in your attic or in a wall or somewhere that you fumigate the house, tent the house for, and the subterraneans are the ones that live in the ground that do a lot of damage because they have very large numbers.
Okay, you tent the house if you have the drywood termites. What do you do if you have the subterranean?
You do a treatment to the soil around the whole house. As the termites live, they have to have moisture to survive, so they have to have contact with the soil. So if you treat the soil all the way around the house, it eliminates them.
How often do I have to have my house inspected for termites?
We recommend once a year. If you do a once a year inspection, then you can get ahead of them if you do get them, so you don't end up with some structural damage.
Now, are you actually killing the termites, or are you just sending them over to the neighbors?
Well, we do have a catch and release program where we can take them from your house and take them to your neighbor.
That is a joke.
Oh, yeah, that is a joke.
Okay.
We actually kill them, yes, yes.
So the termite treatment kills the termites?
It does. The fumigation is instant. It kills them as soon as you take the tin off the house, they're dead. With the subterranean treatment where you treat the soil, it's a non-repellent pesticide that takes a while. They have to go and touch each other because they're social insects, and it takes several weeks for them to actually be eliminated. But it's about 99.9%, which is good in the pest control industry.
Now, so many of us nowadays are concerned about chemicals.
Yeah, these go in the ground as far as the ones for the subterraneans, and so you really don't have any contact with it. And then the gas that the fumigation is done with for the drywood termites completely dissipates, leaves no residue. It's gone.
So it's time to have your home checked this time of year for termites.
I would say this would be a good time. Spring is when they're swarming, so that'd be a great time to do it.
Termites, they are so little creatures, but they do so much damage. Wes McCrary of Palm Coast Pest Control. Thanks for being here on South Florida Real Estate Update.
Thank you.
It starts with a roof inspection. As a current homeowner, a buyer, or a seller, it's best to identify a roof's condition to determine the next course of action, if any. You can depend on the experts at State Certified Roofing to provide an honest and credible assessment of the roof and present options based on insurance company specifications, durability, design, cost, scheduling, and installation. State Certified Roofing, certified to ensure excellence. There's a reason why realtors turn to David Dunham Insurance. They want to help their buyers secure a homeowner's policy that delivers the best coverage and cost. As an independent insurance agent who is connected with over 25 A-rated companies, David Dunham Insurance connects homeowners with the best worry-free options available. Confidence, security, and cost adds up to peace of mind. That's why realtors turn to David Dunham Insurance. Shouldn't you?
When you talk about lifestyle in South Florida, you talk about lifestyle on land and on the water. Bill Bachman of Tuppence Marine in Lake Worth, good to see you here today. I'm impressed about all the boats that you have here, all the varieties of boats.
You know, we have boats from kayaks up to $1 million boats, all different sizes. A lot of 17 to 20 foot boats, $20,000, $30,000 would be probably an average.
You've got a big boat show coming up. What kind of a role are you going to be playing there?
We have the West Palm Beach Boat Show coming up, which is our biggest show. We bring over 40 boats to that show from $15,000 up to $500,000, all different sizes. Just basically, we have 5 different lines here, so we do carry quite a few boats at that show. And we expect to do very well at the show, as we usually do.
Fishing, it's part of the South Florida lifestyle. That's why I'm here at Tuppence Marine and Tackle in Lake Worth. Steve Sprague, one of the owners here. So you have both freshwater and saltwater fishing tackle here. I think people specialize either in the freshwater or the saltwater.
A little of everything. We're fortunate to have a lot of freshwater lakes close to us. Lake Okeechobee, Lake Osborne, and tons of smaller lakes around us for freshwater fishing, bass fishing. Also, we have saltwater. Shallow water saltwater fishing is a big thing for us. We carry a lot of flats boats, and that's a big part of our business. Also offshore, going to the Bahama trips, fishing over there.
Oh yeah, heavy duty fishing when you're talking about this deep water saltwater fishing.
Absolutely, yeah, a little bit of everything. There's wahoo, kingfish, snapper, everything right off our coast.
And there's so many ways to get into fishing, including at fishing tournaments.
Absolutely, a lot of tournaments, especially coming up. We've got almost every weekend there's something going on here in South Florida.
So what is your division of fishermen here between saltwater and freshwater fishing?
Probably 70% are saltwater, 30 fresh. A lot of guys do both.
I'll bet you get a lot of people walking in here and saying, you know, I just moved down here because of the fishing. What can you do for me?
Absolutely, a lot of people, and what's nice about it, our guys know a lot about fishing, so we are always willing to help people, give them a little direction of what to do, where to go around here, but a little bit of everything. A lot of water in Florida.
Steve Sprague, thank you very much for being here. Tuppence Marine and Tackle. I'm Kurt Fonger for South Florida Real Estate Update.
If you're asking yourself, will anyone help me save my home? Direct your question to James A. Chaffee, Esquire, a.k.a. the Juris Doctor. Through his daily practice and legal advice column, Mr. Chaffee provides his diagnosis and a path to help homeowners achieve the best possible outcome. If you're dealing with a tough situation or simply closing on a home, don't go it alone. Make sure you have proper representation. The Juris Doctor, real estate attorney James A. Chaffee, by your side.
We're all inundated with promotional messages about how to secure a mortgage. It's hard to know what to do. That's where Janine Henryon from Group 1 Mortgage comes in. Not only does she have the expertise to uncover your best options, she is there to help you every step of the way.
Janine was an amazing person to work with. She was always there for me. I could call her any time of the day. She supported me through the entire process and made me achieve my dream.
Janine Henryon. Count on her to go the extra mile.
And there you are, South Florida Real Estate Update. Please tune in next week as Tom Day, Senior Vice President of Illustrated Properties, and I welcome Glenn Jurgensen, Executive Director of the Palm Beach County Tourist Development Council. During this interview, you will gain insight about our visitors and the impact they have on our local economy and the local real estate market. And please visit us online. There's great information, and this week you can enter to win tickets to a show at the Kravitz Center. I'm Kurt Fonger for South Florida Real Estate Update. Have a good week.